Hey everybody. Just gonna wait a little bit here, see if people come in. Now I'm live. Let's just see. So, just gonna wait a little bit to maybe some people get in here. If anybody gets in here. My notifications haven't been really going out too well. Hi Mary. How are you? I'm home. I am looking forward to tonight's. Did you watch last night, Mary, by any chance? Let me see something here. Here we go. Alrighty. Wait till some people get in here a little bit more. If there's anybody. Well, I'll start talking. No, you fell asleep? Didn't really miss much. I actually watched part of it this morning when I woke up before we left Elk Mountain up in the Pocono. Way up in the Poconos. Um, I watched it. It was already stuff I kind of already knew. So it wasn't anything like real revealing. But Vito was last night. Enzo won Vito for yes last night. I kind of knew that a while ago. I got the live feed, so I watched the live feeds. I don't know if anybody else has the live feeds, but got the live feeds. Know that Enzo won. Didn't think he was going to make any waves moving forward. And it's Keisha and Kevin who are on the block, and I'm pretty certain, like 99.9% sure, Kevin's safe. Keisha's going to go home. Watching the live feeds, I've noticed that Keisha, during this first week, has done nothing to try to even save herself. It doesn't really seem like she's even interested in playing right now, unfortunately. Hey, Emoji Girl, thank you for so much for popping in. Oh, so does Cliff? Cliff goes live. I've seen Cliff. I haven't seen Cliff. I take that back. I haven't seen Cliff, but I have seen Tommy. Tommy goes live. Brett went live. A lot of people have gone live who are, but the one thing that I don't know if they touched on it last night or not, but the one thing that's going on in this Big Brother, which you normally would never see happening in Big Brother, is there's a lot of pre-drama. There's, which Mary, you're aware of, you were telling me part of it. There is a lot of drama going on. Apparently, Janelle and Nicole F. Um, they were both on The Amazing Race together, and they do not get along. They're not getting along, and Nicole F. is just completely intimidated by Janelle. Completely intimidated. I think I'd be intimidated by Janelle. I don't think they're going to, Mary. I don't think Nicole or Cody are going to win. I have no idea. I mean, it's the first week. Who honestly really knows who's going to do anything? Hey, Blue Ladybug. I do too. I do too. I wanted to start doing stuff on here that, isn't like the crazy kookiness, getting away from the world. So thank God CBS has given us Big Brother. At least we have that. But I was away. My friend from college invited me up to her house, way up in the mountains, more like the New York Pennsylvania border, and we we've never been home. We were never at the house. We were busy running around, so I didn't really get to see too much uh, Big Brother when I was up there. So that's why I didn't do anything like really live. I did see that Derek went live. I did post a video of Derek. He wanted to address a lot of the fabrications that he called, and let's just face it, he's there's a lot of rumors going on around the house, in the live feeds, including all of the old, a lot of the Big Brother alumni. Unfortunately, Nicole and uh, Derek, who won Big Brother 16, they have a personal little tiff going on right now. I mean, it happens. It happens amongst everybody. Um, some people are saying, which Mary, you had said, some people, some people believe that Nicole had a say on whether or not Derek was going to come into the house. According to Derek, he said that is not true. That is not the reason why he was not there. He said it had to do with other reasons. Don't I don't yeah, I don't know God, but according to Janelle, she said Dan called her and told her that the reason why Derek wasn't coming was because of Nicole F, who won season 16, no, who was in season 16 and won season 18. Yeah, I believe Janelle about Nicole F was running the show before the show. I didn't hear that part. Of course he wouldn't admit it. Well, why well, no, of course it wouldn't make it sound correct. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know their history. I don't know any of their history. I'm so glad you're doing it. It's so difficult to keep up with YouTube once Big Brother starts. Yes, agreed. I try to kind of do a little bit of everything right now. This is something I do for myself. This is something it's like a hobby for me. It gives me something to do. And unfortunately, I just found out as I got home today, my kids are not going to be going back to school in the fall. Um, they had unfortunately closed for at least September and at least October. I don't know what's going to happen. It's just going to be like it was before. We're going to have to wait and see. So at least my kids have got Big Brother to keep them occupied because they love this stuff. And I'll let them stay up as long as they want if they want to watch this stuff because it's 2020 and this year absolutely sucks. Okay, back to Big Brother and getting off this crazy year. I think it was cool that Stephanie Harlow and Derek did a collab. Yes, I did see that. Saw that back. I didn't see the actual collab, but I would like to. I really, really, really like Derek. I don't know much about Stephanie Harlow. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. What's the matter? Yeah, it's right in the side of the bag there. You got it? Okay. Um, I've always liked Derek. Derek, I think, is one of the best players that I can remember in recent years. Like, I think Paul's a great player, but a lot of people, Hannah can't wear pajamas on Zoom classes. Well, they don't have like classes per se. They don't really meet up. They kind of send out information. They have like one meetup time and they kind of do the work. I don't know how we're going to do it this time in the fall, but it seems like spring went pretty good for our kids, even though they had, all these lesson plans that were planned out. And I don't know how the school came up with it as fast as they did, but they did. And I have no doubt that they're going to do a great job with the two girls. All right, so back to Big Brother. Sorry about that. So back to Big Brother. Um, I kind of wanted to go over the cast because I haven't really gone over the cast with anybody in regards to who's playing and who might be some people's picks of who is really has a really good chance of moving forward. There's one of our first players is Christmas Addit. She's from season 19. If you remember Christmas, she broke her foot on the season and yet still played. I don't know how she was able to stay. I agree. I believe Derek is a really, really good. He's a great player. But see, he's got those detective skills as well, and that really, really helped him in that house for sure. So I think the way I'm looking at it now, and I'm watching Christmas, a lot of people they like her. They just no one really seems to have a big, big problem with anybody except for Janelle and Nicole F. There seems to be that little bit of a problem, and there's a little bit of drama between Nicole F and Nicole A, and Danny. All three of them apparently. Nicole A has a podcast Nicole F has a podcast. I don't know what Danny does. Danny is what's her last name? Danny is Danny Bryans, but her last name was Danny Donato. Danny Donato was Evil Dick Donato's daughter. She played, I believe, yes, season 8 and season 13. Uh, Danny, Danny, I think has the biggest opportunity of winning this game. This is just first week thoughts. She, to me, seems to be playing the game the best right now in the house. Way more than Cody, way more than Nicole. Nicole F has already started off on tears and crying about Janelle. I don't know if I could take a whole season of Nicole F crying about people. I just can't. I like Nicole F. Always liked her in season 16, season 18. I'm done. Like, yeah, she's already getting super duper paranoid. She's paranoid of Janelle, and that's a whole lot of stress to have in the house, especially when you're all cooped up and quarantined. And see, the thing is, Big Brother has always been quarantined. This is nothing new for them. Um, but it's got to be, you're going to be leaving one quarantine to leave to another quarantine. You can't even escape. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. So, the next guy I want to talk about it is David. I think David's got a lot of potential. David's from season 21 last year. He was kicked out first, was able to come back, and then he wound up getting kicked out a little bit later. I think David's got some really good potential for this year. Unfortunately, Cody can't seem to get his name right. Cody keeps calling him Kevin all the time. Uh, but it's David, so Cody's got to get it straight. I think he's called Kevin, or I think he called David Kevin about 5 different times now in the live feeds. He's like, I just can't get his name straight. And then there's Nicole Anthony. Nicole Anthony is from season 21 as well. Nicole Anthony made it to third place in her season. Um, I like Nicole. I don't think she's a secure enough player to win. She's extremely insecure of her playing ability, and she's insecure in everybody that's around her. I really like her. I really thought she had some seriously good potential, and it seemed like she really had an opportunity to build an awesome relationship with Janelle. Janelle put herself out there, and Nicole's not taking the bait. Nicole A. And Nicole F is pissed because Nicole A and Janelle are getting along. Um, yeah, so Nicole A, she she's I don't think she's going to make it far, only due to the fact if she does, she's going to coast by because no one's going to be really fearful of her. But at the same time, if she would just get it together, realize that there's another 6 people alliance like Nicole F, Cody, Enzo, um, Danny, and I'm trying to remember who else is in it. Um, Memphis, maybe? I think there's another. David needs to quit playing dumb. He is playing dumb because he's not dumb. And I was watching the feeds and he goes to Cody. Now, how do we play the veto? And Cody's like, you kidding me, right? He was like, no. I'm like, all right, you watched your whole season. You know how the veto goes. Yeah, he's really playing dumb, and they've already picked up on the fact that he's playing dumb. I agree, Blue Ladybug. I don't think she's recovered from season 21 either. Um, she seemed to have, when she got in the house, she seemed to be a little bit more secure. She seemed to be good with everybody who was around her. And now that Janelle, has literally given her a branch, what does she do? She turns around, tells Davon everything Janelle told her because she's worried. This was her chance to really get in a good alliance with Janelle, Kaser, well, Keisha, if Keisha knew how to freaking stick up for herself. I do. I'm rooting for him. There's a couple of people I'm rooting for, but there's definitely some people I'm not rooting for. Like I said, Danny Brines, who is Danny Donato, she's season 8, season 13, phenomenal player. I'm picking her to win. Picking her to win. I think I'm picking between her and Davon. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Cody, season 16. Cody's cute. Let's face it. But um, Cody, yeah, he made it to the second place in season 16 with Derek. I like him. I want him to stay in there for a while, but I'm not looking for him to win anything this year. Kevin. Kevin from season 11. I love Kevin. Love him, love him. He is definitely fighting for himself to be staying in the house. Keisha has done nothing. Kevin has done everything right, has gone to Cody, gone to people, promised them safety here, safety there. I promise I won't put you up. It's the beginning. You're all stars. Take whatever you can, and that's why Keisha's going to go, because Keisha has not done anything to help herself, unfortunately, while she's been on the block. Tyler, who is from season 20, Tyler's in that other alliance as well, with Cody and Nicole and Danny and Enzo. Um, Tyler's in with them. Cody and Tyler seem to be pretty tight. I think Cody made a final two with Nicole F. Think Cody. I don't think Nicole and Cody will go to the far end, but I think Tyler could go really far this time as well. Again, he's just got that personality that people just like him. He's just a likable guy. And then you have Bailey. Bailey was from season 20. You could probably remember her with Swaggy C and her. I'll tell you what, I've seen things with Bailey and Swaggy before, and I've seen Swaggy, and he came in hot into that BB house when he was on season 20. That's why Swaggy C didn't get very far. If he would have came in as himself, like his name's Chris, if he came in as Chris and not the Swaggy C persona, I think he would have gotten so much further in that season. And I think Bailey's going to go pretty far this season. I think she actually even has an opportunity to make it to the final two if she wants to. I really do. I think Bailey has that opportunity. She's playing a good game this time. Her and Tyler have no issues anymore whatsoever. They've all seemed to bury that problem that they had in season 20. So she definitely has a pretty good opportunity this time to make it far. Well, we talked about Nicole Franzel, Nicole F. from season 16 and 18. She's not my favorite right now. And honestly, if she goes, a lot of drama can go with that because she does. She's over paranoid and over nuts about everything. And then there's Memphis. Memphis is Memphis. Memphis is from season 10. Memphis, he's kind of wants to get in with Cody and all them, and I do believe he is. He's kind of been under the radar for me. I really haven't seen too much with Memphis going on. So, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go for Memphis. I don't know too much about him. I didn't see season 10, but we'll see. We will see what goes on. And then you have Enzo Palumbo, who is from New Jersey, mind you. um, I like Enzo. I like Enzo, but he came in playing hard, really hard, really fast, kind of like Kaser did, I thought. Kaser and Enzo seem to come in playing really hard, really fast. Some of them have no idea what to do. Um, but I like Enzo. I think Enzo will definitely make it to jury. He was on like a season 12, and I think he's got a good potential. I think a lot of them have good potential, but then there's some of them. He also could be one who could be kicked out early because maybe he's playing too hard. Unfortunately, in Big Brother, you have no idea how it's going to go in the Big Brother world. But yeah, he does. He could go either way. Now, Janelle and Kaser are on the hit list right now because in this season They went for the fantasy suite. Now, this is where Janelle made a big, big, big mistake. And I was like, oh, come on, Janelle. Um, when Kaser went to swipe for the fantasy suite, knowing that he could pick someone, she didn't know for sure if Kaser was going to pick her or not, but who the hell else is he going to take? So they both swiped. That was stupid. You could only swipe once. So she, went, head to head with Kaser, but Kaser took her anyway. So they were safe this week. That's the only reason why Janelle and Kaser didn't go up on the block, was because they saved themselves, which was Sunday nights, I believe, Sunday night's episode. Um, with Janelle, anything could happen, and she's playing. She's playing hard. She's trying to get in. She's asking people. I saw that she's asking Davon because she doesn't know where the votes lie. But yet everybody in the house seems to think she is this person to be terrified from. But she doesn't have the numbers right now unless some of these other people really kind of come together and decide to form an alliance against the people who were up in Cody's room that were forming an alliance that Nicole A saw. They saw them all. And yet they're still not building that alliance, and they need to build that alliance in there. Jeez, I'm sorry. That annoys me. And then you got Kaser. He's from season 6 and season 7. He never really made it too far in either one of his seasons, so I'm hoping Kaser makes it far. I really am. I don't know if he will because him and Janelle are pretty big targets. Um, so if Kaser and Janelle do not win this HOH tonight, or tomorrow, whenever the HOH is, most likely they will be in jeopardy. I'm pretty sure they will be in jeopardy. Now, one of my favorites I've always loved is Davon. Love Davon. She's from season 17 and 18. She didn't make it to jury in 17, but she made it to 8. She made it to jury in 18. In 17, she kind of came in hot, just like everybody else. Kind of talked too much. And then she realized, when she went back in for season 18, that she talked too much on 17. She talked less. She made it to jury, but I think she's trying to strategize, and I can see that. That's why I like Davon. I like Davon. I'm hoping she makes it really far. Definitely will make it to jury. Maybe she'll make it to final 3. Who knows? Who knows? Keisha, let's be honest. Keisha's going home tonight. She's going home tonight. And then you have Ian. I love Ian. How can you not love Ian? Hey, Red Rum Media. Just doing over some Big Brother stuff before it comes on tonight. Tonight is Eviction, so I get excited for that. That's why I'm glad I'm home in time because I had to drive 3 hours home from where we came from. Um, but let me tell you about Ian. Watching the live feeds, and I picked up a lot about Ian, and then I heard him talking and saying, and this was something I did not know, especially from someone who played the game so, he played it pretty intelligently in season 14, especially the way he got Mike Boogie out. He goes down in infamy, but he came out and he explained to everybody that he was on the spectrum. And everyone's like, whoa, I had no idea. And he's like, doesn't define me, but it's not something I'm embarrassed about either. And I think this is probably the most amazing thing to have on Big Brother right now, amongst, because you see so many kids these days who are, on the spectrum. Obviously, he's very high on the spectrum, but he came out and he told everyone he's just, you could tell he's just a nice kid. Um, there's just some cues that I got. I mean, I have a nephew who's severely autistic and two that are both on the spectrum. I picked up some cues that he was, but that he came out and said, I'm on the spectrum, and I'm not ashamed. And everyone was very supportive, extremely supportive. Um, but he won. He won season 14 amongst one of the best players ever in Big Brother, which was Dan. Uh, Dan was awesome. Yeah, big one was Dan's funeral. Um, and he beat Dan. And he was like 18 at the time. He's only 29 now. He's not even that old. But he's an extremely smart, intelligent guy. Depending on how his social game goes, he could he could go anywhere. It would depend on who he decides to align himself with. Don't know really yet who he's tried to align himself with Nicole, but tried to call it the Millionaires Club. Um, yeah, that's not going to work out because she's already got a final two with Cody, and I know she's sticking with that one, even though I don't think Cody's really making a final two with her. Um, Red Rum says, how many people are in that house? I was shocked they were doing this season with everything else. Actually, if you are going to do any show right now, Big Brother would be it because you're quarantined anyway. You're completely, you know, away from everybody else. So what they did was they quarantined themselves, in the beginning of the season for like 2 to some odd weeks. They have to get a COVID test every day or every week. Sorry, they get a COVID test every week. I think they got to check their temperatures and things like that every day. Um, they only have, I think, there's a very few amount of people who are actually working with them. So they are not allowed to leave the studio either. They are staying there as well. So all of these people are pretty much quarantined together. So there's no studio audience, just like, I thought. But this was the one show, if this was a show that was going to work, this is the show that works the best because everybody's already quarantined. And all they had to do was quarantine the workers, and that's what they did. And the show looks like it's going to move on, and it's not going to be run by COVID. They're going to be so engrossed in the game that they're not even going to be thinking what's going on out here. So it's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice breaker from everything that's going on in the world. But yeah, my pick to win is definitely, I'm going to go with Danny unless someone gets her out early because she's playing this game the best so far, by far. Tyler's playing it good. Bailey's playing it good. Javon's playing good. Uh, they're the ones that are sticking out to me at the moment. Yeah. Um, Janelle's playing. Janelle's playing, but she's definitely in difficult. Like if her and Kaser don't get their act together, if they don't win this one, they're screwed. That's they're screwed. But then you got the veto, and someone could pull themselves off the block, and then next week, anything could happen. It's Big Brother, you know. So I just wanted to go live before, the live tonight and the first eviction, which, like I said, pretty sure it's going to be Keisha. Um, she's doing nothing to help herself, and it's just the way it's going to go. If you're not in the house and you're not doing anything to benefit yourself, it's your own problem. So it's kind of disappointing because I thought that she was a really good player. I don't know if anyone's like really big Brother fans when Keisha played. Keisha played, what season was it? Where is it? Where is it? Sorry. That's Janelle. Wait, that's her. Season 10 it was. Season 10. And it was her birthday. And there was the biggest fight ever. And it was her birthday, and everybody came out in the middle of the fight and stopped fighting to sing happy birthday. The most pathetic happy birthday you ever saw. So pathetic. I mean, all you gotta do is look up Keisha's birthday, Big Brother. It'll be there. It's entertaining to watch, if nothing else. Even if you don't know who they are, it's still entertaining to watch. But I do believe, what time is it going to be on tonight? Let's see here. I do believe it's 8. I do believe it's 8 o'clock. I'm not sure. Hi, Mr. Shannonite. At this time, I'd like to hold a group of Americans hostage and tell them it's television. For some reason, how you doing, Mr. Shannonite? uh, so all right, Big Brother. Big Brother show times. Let's see what time it's on tonight. Tonight will be, yes, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock Sunday, 8 o'clock Wednesday. Finally, we're going to be getting on a normal schedule with here with Big Brother. It's going to be on 8 o'clock. It had some really freaky, wonky hours last week, but yeah, it looks like now they're going to get back into a routine on CBS, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I believe that would be 11 o'clock, or yeah, 11 o'clock our time would be the time it goes off in California. That's what. So, yeah, I'm getting confused with the time. How you been, Mr. Shannonite? Good to see you. Just going over the American Big Brother here because that's I'm a big fan of that, and I'm going to be covering that, and because it's pretty much covered, on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. It gives me an opportunity to do something, coming on here, have something to talk about, and see, whoever enjoys Big Brother can come on. And if you don't, you don't. If you do, good. But yeah, we just got home from our little. We went on a little getaway, which was way, 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 way up in like northern Pennsylvania, pretty much almost at the New York border. But we were staying in this little area, and they had these little cottages. It was all, set up like the Swiss Alps. It was really cool, but nothing was open because of COVID. So we made appointments to go to the beach and to the pool with the kids. Oh my God, the kids had so much fun. We were, I was relaxing in a lake yesterday in a boat. It was awesome. It was wonderful. I was looking at like this amazing mountain view. It was unbelievable. It really was. I'm so grateful that my friend asked me to come up and visit. It was a lot of fun. It really was. I didn't expect it to be like that, but it was. We really enjoyed ourselves because I have to say I'm worried. I'm worried about taking my daughter. Like my oldest daughter is diabetic, and she really wanted to go to the beach. Like we love the beach. We go to the beach every summer. Um, so at least I was able to take her to a beach. It wasn't an ocean, it was a lake, but the girls really had a great time. And I think 2020 just makes you appreciate just being out of your house when you can. There was nobody there. We didn't really run into many different people. Um, there wasn't, my friend and I went on for a walk yesterday. There was barely anybody staying there. Maybe she said there was like 130 some odd cabins up there, and she said maybe 20 people, 20 different cabins were filled. That was it. Only 20 cabins. And it was just so beautiful up there, and it was very quiet and peaceful, and it was nice. And it was beautiful. It was just great to get away. It was really great to get away. It was well worth the drive. It was like 3 hours away. The kids thought it was well worth it, and it was just a lot better. I feel a lot better that I was able to get away with them. We were able to at least get out of this house because now, once again, we're going to be stuck in the house for fall, no school, and it's going to be long. Like spring was long, fall's going to be long, and being election year doesn't make it any better at all. At all. That's why I'm doing this. All the craziness on the TV, just can't handle it. This, I can handle. I enjoy this. So, thank you for coming and watching. I gotta get downstairs, gotta figure out dinner, whatever we're doing for dinner, because we just got home 2 hours ago. My husband just got home as well. And we got to figure out dinner for the kids before Big Brother comes on at 8 o'clock. So I will be going live tomorrow. And hopefully, depending on when the HOH game is or the contest is, I will reveal to you then who had won HOH. And we'll see who's going to move on. And I'm going to keep watching live feeds, and I'm going to keep bringing a little bit of spoilers here and there and telling you a little bit what's going on in the house that